Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open the Pro's playbook for technology installation. We're going to turn what feels like a really complex process into a clear, step-by-step guide so you can start thinking and acting like an expert.
So you get a new PC, you think, easy, just plug it in and go, right? Unbox it, connect a few cables, and you're off to the races. But is that really the whole story? Well, if you ask the pros, it's not even close. And the consequences of getting it wrong, they're actually a lot more serious than you might think.
The reality is, a sloppy setup is just a recipe for disaster. And we're not just talking about little annoyances here. This can lead to permanent physical injuries like repetitive strain injury, or even catastrophic equipment damage from something as simple as a power surge. You can lose crucial data. And for a business, that translates directly into really costly downtime and just chaos for whoever has to manage that system down the road.
So a professional's work begins long before they even touch the new gear. The first and honestly the most critical phase is all about prepping the environment. This is the pre-game work that sets the stage for a successful, safe, and long-lasting installation.
It all starts with this key concept, ergonomics. Put simply, it's all about making the workspace fit you, not forcing you to fit the workspace. It's a science, really, dedicated to making you safer, more comfortable, and way more productive. And when you ignore ergonomics, your body is the one that pays the price. This isn't just a theory, it leads to very real physical pain. We're talking about chronic back and neck issues, constant eye strain and headaches, and those painful repetitive strain injuries, or RSIs, like the famous carpal tunnel syndrome. But here's the great news. The solutions are often surprisingly straightforward. An adjustable chair, making sure your desk is at that sweet spot, around 26 to 28 inches high, and just positioning your monitor correctly so you're looking straight ahead or maybe slightly down. These things can make a world of difference for your long-term health.
Okay, now let's talk about an invisible but really powerful threat that so many people overlook, the electrical power itself. You know, things like incorrectly wired outlets, overloaded circuits, or random power surges can silently wreak havoc on all those sensitive electronic components, causing damage that can be a real nightmare to diagnose later.
And this leads us to a golden rule straight from the playbook. Whenever you possibly can, put your computer equipment on its own dedicated electrical circuit. This stops other power-hungry appliances from messing with it and ensures you get a stable, clean supply of power. See, this completely reframes the whole goal of an installation. A pro isn't just setting up a machine, they are on a mission to maximize uptime. That's the time the system is actually working, and to aggressively minimize downtime. In fields like finance or healthcare, every single second of downtime can be incredibly expensive. To guard against that downtime, professionals rely on an uninterruptible power supply, or a UPS. Seriously, think of it like a bodyguard for your computer. It cleans up any dirty power, and more importantly, it provides a battery backup if the power goes out. This gives you that precious time you need to shut the system down properly, preventing data corruption and hardware damage. All right, with the environment prepared, it's time to assemble our toolkit. And for a professional, that means having the right physical gear and the right documentation ready to go. Your physical toolkit doesn't need to be huge, but it has to have the right stuff. Basics like screwdrivers and pliers are obvious, but a pro never works without an anti-static wrist strap to protect components from static. And they'll always have a circuit tester to check those power outlets we just talked about. Now, just as critical as any screwdriver is your informational tool, the Site Management Notebook. This isn't just some random collection of notes. It's the official biography of the computer system. It documents its entire life story right from day one. This notebook is your single source of truth. It holds every critical piece of information, hardware specs, network settings, all those vital software product keys, and a running log of any problems that have ever come up. It's what allows another technician to step in and understand the system almost instantly. It's a lifesaver. Okay, the site is prepped. The tools are ready. Now it's time for the main event, the installation itself. This is where we follow the playbook with precision and care. Hardware installation is like a methodical dance, you know? You follow the steps, you assemble your tools,
carefully unpack everything, connect all the cables, install any upgrades, and only then do you power it on. The last 2 steps are key. Test everything to make sure it works, and immediately document the configuration in your notebook while it's fresh.
The software side requires that exact same discipline. And notice, what's step 1? Always back up user data first. From there, you install the OS, then the applications, making smart choices about installation types like Express or Custom. And just like with hardware, you finish by testing everything and documenting those crucial license keys.
But hold on, the job isn't over just because the system boots to the desktop. A professional knows how to finish strong. They make sure the system isn't just working now, but that it's also stable, secure, and ready for whatever comes next. This final checklist, this is what truly separates the pros. You document everything, you create a rescue disk for emergencies, and, this is huge, you do a final ergonomic check with the actual user sitting at the desk. This ensures their long-term comfort and health.
And of course, ongoing management is absolutely key. And at the heart of that is a solid media backup strategy. It's that simple, vital process of copying your important files to a separate location, whether that's a network drive, a USB stick, or a cloud service.
But here is probably the most common point of failure. A backup is completely and utterly worthless if you can't actually restore your data from it. That's why you must periodically test your restore procedure to know for sure that it works when you need it. A pro's mindset also includes constant vigilance against threats. That means defending against electronic stuff like viruses and malware, but also being mindful of physical threats like equipment theft or just unauthorized access to the building. You have to remember security is a two-front war.
You know, after all the technical checklists, the ergonomic adjustments, and the pages of documentation, it all boils down to this one simple human question. If the user is happy, if they're productive and comfortable with their new setup, then you have succeeded. That is the ultimate metric. So we'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. We often assume that portable devices like laptops are naturally more ergonomic than desktops. But is that really true? Or do their integrated screens and keyboards actually create a whole new set of ergonomic challenges we need to solve? It's a good reminder that as our technology evolves, so must our professional practices.